Hey, what's up? I'm Jason. I'm a podcast guesting strategist, and I'm here today to share some clips from my recent guest appearance on the Wild Womn Hotline with the one and only Tristan Thibodeau. Tristan and I have collaborated on projects in the past. She was actually guest number 2 on my podcast, Evolution of Brand, and I love when things come full circle and that reciprocity that exists in the podcast space is real, my friends. I love the opportunity to sit down and talk with Tristan. We dove deep into the world of podcasting. We talked about etiquette in the podcast space, and we talked about something very critical, the collaboration and the synergy that needs to take place between host and guest. When host and guest respect what each other wants to accomplish, that's when the magic happens in the podcast space. I'm a big fan of this interview, and I highly encourage you check out these clips, then jump over to wildwomanhouse.com/podcast and listen to the full episode. Or, as always, find the Wild Womn Hotline on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Without further ado, here are some clips from my conversation with Tristan Thibodeau on the Wild Womn Hotline. The easiest way to look at etiquette is you have to respect one another from both sides. And when you're coming in as the guest, come in with the mindset of, I'm here to provide value. I'm not here to sell. This is not a transaction. I want to build relationships with each and every person I'm communicating with. And if you're the host, treat your guests with respect in the thought process of, I'm going to serve them some good questions. I'm going to elicit some great responses. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into what they've done. And that's going to help them tell some stories that maybe they've never told before. That makes for better content. And when that happens, everybody wins.
What is something that you are really passionate about as a podcaster that you don't get the opportunity to talk about? And let's go there, because literally putting these principles into practice as we're speaking so people can see how this plays out, I think is a really interesting approach to teaching this concept that you're talking about. So what is something that you don't get to talk about very often on podcasts that you absolutely love?
The skill set that you develop on the microphone, it's going to make you confident in regards to how you tell your brand story here on the podcasts that you're on. But this is going to translate to how you talk to your colleagues, how you give presentations to your team, how you talk to your customers, how you talk to your loved ones, because your voice projects in a much more powerful way. You speak with more conviction, and you're more confident in how you're delivering your message. And Tristan, you know this as a brand strategist, that message is what it's all about. And if you're not relaying something that people can grab a hold of and really resonate with, it's not going to get you very far. We live in this world of TikTok videos and Instagram reels and YouTube shorts where everything is give it to me now. It's been 15 seconds. Oh my God, I got to go to the next one. I'm going to freak out. You know what I mean? Like, it's so quick. But with a podcast, people are going to put you in their ear for an extended period of time, and you have this window to impact them. You have to appreciate that, because in most other scenarios, they are looking for the quickest way out of whatever situation they're in. If there's an issue they're having, they're going to Google or YouTube. They're looking for a quick fix. Give me a response to solve this problem as fast as possible so I can move on with my life. Mm-hmm. But on a podcast, if you can grab their attention and you can keep that attention by giving them riveting content, it's pretty much impossible to replicate that. That's what it's all about. And the impact you can make in that time could literally change everything you're doing with your brand.
Woo! Okay, mic drop on that one. From your perspective, you've worked with people, you have a huge network of podcasters. What have you seen as being possible for entrepreneurs to get their name out there and to market themselves without necessarily relying on their Instagram or relying on their Facebook or TikTok or whatever it may be?
With podcasting, I tend to talk to everybody about the guesting aspect first, especially if you're new to the game. If you've never done anything with podcasting, if you're looking to get a start in this world of, okay, I'm burnt out on doing reels, or I just don't feel like I'm getting the traction I want on my social media accounts. What can I do that is still the same in context, but it might take me a different direction? I think podcasting could work. What should I do? Anytime someone asks themselves that question, I think the first thought they say is, I have to start my own podcast. And that's simply not the case. What I recommend everybody does if you're fresh to this is that you look at building a guesting campaign and you start looking at podcasts that are relevant to your space, to your niche. If you can create powerful, compelling presentations as to why you could lend value to those shows, get yourself booked as a guest, start making an impact from the guest seat. And when you do that, you start to raise that know, like, and trust factor. You start to build credibility. You establish authority. You get confident with your voice, and you're networking with other podcasters. So you can start to develop relationships. And this is really where I put my attention, is helping people understand the power that can be drawn from this platform if you treat it with the respect it deserves. If you're just treating it like a transaction, nothing's going to happen for you.